Good morning, my dear students. Hope you are safe at home. Today we are going to talk about Lesson 2, Unit 2, Accompanied Force to Motion. I have two forces we are going to talk about it. The first force, which is forces originate due to the motion. Force originate due to the motion, which is friction force and the force of inertia. And the second type, which is forces cause motion, and it's talking about the force inside the living organisms. First, we will talk about the force of inertia. But before we talk about the inertia, let's make an activity. Carry some small plastic cubes on your palm and stretch your arm forward. Walk forward fast as suddenly stop at once. What will happen? We will observe that the plastic cubes move forward and fall on the ground. Why? There is a force which is called force of inertia, which makes objects resist the change of their motion. So we conclude from this activity the force of inertia. What is the meaning of inertia force or the force of inertia? Inertia is the property of an object that has to resist the change of its state of rest or motion at the regular speed in a straight line. Again, what is the meaning of inertia? It is the property of object that has to resist the change of a state of static or motion with the regular speed in a straight line. What will happen to the passengers or the driver when the car stops suddenly? What will happen? They will rush forward. Why? Due to inertia. For the passenger and the driver, which make them resist the sudden stopping. Okay, what will happen to the passenger and the driver when the car starts to move suddenly? They will rush backward. Why? Due to inertia for the passenger and the driver, which make them resist the sudden motion. So there is a very important application that we have our device that have to use it to stop or to avoid the inertia force, which is the safety belt. So the policeman advised driver to use safety belts in cars. Why? To be safety and to stop the force of inertia to prevent the accident. Now we will talk about the second type in the force originate due to the motion, which is friction force. We talked before about the friction force in primary 5, and we discussed that there is a force that's moved in the opposite direction of movement. It's in opposite direction of movement, and they help to stop or decrease the speed of object. So what is the meaning of friction force? They are the resistance force against motion, which originate between the object in motion and the medium touching it. And we told before that the friction force helps the object to stop or slow it down. Okay, so I have the benefits and harms of friction force. Let's talk about the benefits of the friction force. What is the benefits of friction force? Prevent the feet from slipping down on the road, help in stopping and starting car motion, and help in burning match. And we preferred that we advised that the car tires must covered with a very coarse substance. Why the car tires are covered with the coarse substance? To increase the friction force. These are the benefits of the friction force. Now we will talk about the harms of the friction force. It causes a great loss of mechanical energy. Why it causes a great loss of mechanical energy? Because this energy is changed into heat energy. So they cause damage to the internal part of machine, as it causes expand of the internal part of machine and damage it. So we use a lubricating and oiling in the internal part of machine or the mechanical machines. Why? To decrease the friction force. So the car tires are covered with the coarse substance to increase the friction force, to help the car to move, help the car to stop, and help to change the direction of the car. But we use lubricating and oiling mechanical machines to reduce the friction force and reduce the heat energy result from friction force, to not damage the machine. Now we will talk about the force causes a motion. like the force inside living systems, which is called biological force. Biological force, they are the forces inside the living system which enable the living organisms to do biological operations. I have many examples for the forces inside the living organism or the biological force. First, we will talk about the contraction and the relaxation of the heart muscle. Why the heart may contract and relax? To help the heart to pump the blood all over the body. Like this. The heart contract and relax to pump the blood all over the body. And we know how the heart make contraction and relaxation by the pulses inside the inside the blood vessels. Now, the second example, the liquid are transported from through pores of the walls of the cell from the lower concentration to the higher one. So the liquid transfer or transports through the cells from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. Now we will talk about the plant. The plant consists of roots, stem, and leaves. The roots have a very important issue, which is they absorb the water and minerals from the soil, then transports it to the stem and the leaf. And this process needs more force to carry the water and salts from the soil to the leaves and to the stem. And this force against the gravitational force. Now we will talk about the contraction and the relaxation of the muscle which help the body to move from one place to another. Thank you for listening. Hope you